Kia ora koutou katoa, ngā mihi nui kia koutou. Mō tō tā mai ki roto i tēnei kaupapa o tātou, ki raro i tēnei tuanui o tātou. Ko hoa atu te rākau ki te kai kōrero o te mana whenua, Mark Perikahu, no reira ngā mihi.
Ngā mihi, Mark and Rob, for welcoming us here this evening. Tēnā koutou katoa, e ngā minita, tēnā koutou. Ngā mihi manahau ki a koutou e tēnei rā. Nau mai, haere mai, whakatau mai, ki tēnei hui whakahirahira, tēnā koutou katoa. No ingaranga aku tupuna, e whānau ahau ka reira, engare e tipu aki ahau ki awa kairangi, ko awa kairangi te awa ko Ramataka Tamanga. Ko ahau he keri tare mō waka. Ko Audrey Sonason toko ingoa, no reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Welcome everyone, I'm Audrey Sonason, the Secretary for Transport and Chief Executive of Te Manatū Waka, the Ministry of Transport. Thank you all for gathering today for the annual NZSAR Awards. A warm welcome to our host, the Honourable Kerry Allen, and to Ministers Karen McNulty and Willow Jean Prime, and welcome to Members of Parliament who have joined us here tonight, and a special welcome to Sir Richard and Lady Carol Hayes. Thank you all for being here tonight. Some of you have travelled some way to be here this evening, while others are joining us online via the live stream. While we are here to celebrate the incredible people of the search and rescue sector and all the incredible work you have done, I want to acknowledge our colleagues who faced an awful tragedy at the Newtown Lotus Lodge hostel last night and take a moment to acknowledge them and to acknowledge the victims and their whānau at this terrible time. I also note that it's exactly a week today since the Abbey Cave tragedy. I think our hearts go out to all of the people affected by these events. But tonight is about the incredible work that has been done over the past year. A special welcome to our award recipients. Now I'd like to ask our award recipients tonight to move nearer to the front. You will see Mark, our official photographer, is working hard. He is taking photos on your behalf, which you will be able to get access in the next few days. I heard someone in the audience say we've all done the New Zealand thing and walked back. So if those award recipients could please come to the front. While you're coming forward, I'm going to do the housekeeping. So should the fire alarm sound, please evacuate the venue via the same route you entered or via the nearest safe exit. Follow the directions of the security staff and fire wardens and make your way to the evacuation assembly area, which is at the rear of Parliament. In the event of a medical emergency, please don't call 111, instead inform security or venue staff immediately. Security will manage any medical emergency within the parliamentary complex. In the event of an earthquake, drop, cover and hold until it stops. Keep away from windows and other obvious hazards, like those great big lights. Please remain inside the venue and await instructions from security staff. On arrival, you are issued with a visitor's sticker. Please make sure this is clearly visible when you are in the building. The toilet facilities for the Grand Hall are located downstairs on the ground floor near the main entrance. Parliament is a smoke and vape-free venue, and smoking is only permitted outside the main gates on Molesworth Street. Please don't be alarmed if you hear bells ringing at some point during this evening's ceremony. These are division bells, which sound for members in the debating chamber. And finally, a very quick and important reminder to take your phone out and set it and make sure it is on silent mode, please. I would now like to welcome the Honourable Kerry Allen, Associate Minister of Transport, to say a few words. Minister.
Oh, thank you very much. O tira, kai a koe te pāpā, me mihi, ka tika kai a koe mo tō karakia ki te whakatauana te wairua o te tama mai te nota, o te hāpori ki pōniki i te nei wā taumaha. O tira, te taumahatanga i rungi a tātou, ko te aha mai Cyclone Gabriel, mai te COVID, mai te mahanga o ngā kaupapa i rungi a tātou. Hioi, kai a koe te pāpā me mihi ka tika. Friends, welcome to Parliament. I was thinking a little bit about the work that you will do this afternoon. And as has been rightly noted, right now we're still in the infant stages of a significant event just down the road. And when I was looking, we were all monitoring how things were progressing with the situation unfolding in Newtown this afternoon. And it was one of the big highlights that popped up at about 3 o'clock urban search and rescue have been deployed. And I was reflecting, that's today's news, and there'll be terrific men and women who'll be amongst some very grief-stricken families right now, while they do their best to bring our girls, our boys, our men and women out of that situation. You never know what you're going to get in your line of work. And so I just want to acknowledge those people who are dealing with a lot of trauma right now. It's been said too, it was only 1 week ago when we had a significant situation up north at Abbey Cave. And then 3 months ago on Sunday, that was when Cyclone Gabriel hit. Now, by dint of the environment I live in, I got to spend a lot of time, far too much time probably, with the likes of your kind. People who are brave, people who saw some horrific and terrifying things. There was this one evening after we'd sort of every evening have our the daily sit reps and whatnot, and everybody would come in and have a bit of a yarn. And this one particular evening, I was asked if I could go down to the airport. Down at our airport, we have the Eastland rescue helicopter. Well, for quite a significant period of time, we'd been supported by other regions with their search and rescue teams, their equipment, and I think that there's some of those people that were with us for quite a period of time from Otago that are amongst us this evening. That particular evening, they said, just come and have a beer and have a bit of a yarn. And we did that, we had a bit of a yarn, and the stories and the photographs that those brave men and women shared, and we talked through, it was a couple of days, it was sort of about 5 or 6 days after our event that things were still unfolding. But I'll never forget the waves of emotion. Also, how proud people felt to be a part of that. There was a lot of collaboration from across the entire country to get regions like mine back on their feet. So I guess first, just as a personal note from our region to all of you, thank you. Thank you so much for what you did for regions like ours in the East Coast, Hawke's Bay, Wairoa. We absolutely could not have gotten through that period of time without you, without the organisations you represent, but also to all of you that are on those front lines, whether it's answering the calls when they come in, whether it's, thank you very much, whether it's being out there hanging out of helicopters and counselling people through incredibly traumatic times, or whether it's in the post-care phases. I know that, the adrenaline kicks in and you're all highly skilled people that undertake that work. But it's the times the week later, or the 2 weeks later, or the 4 weeks later, when no doubt you have to reflect on some of the things that you've seen, that you've witnessed, that your comrades have had to go through. I also want to acknowledge your families who sit behind you all to provide, and your colleagues, your families, those people that provide that wraparound wing of aroha, that korowai, that cloak of love to be able to collect you, while you no doubt reflect on some of the things that you have experienced on our collective behalf. So I thank you once, twice, thrice, and know that you live in an environment, like I said, completely unpredictable. I'm sure your colleagues that are at the Newtown right now didn't know at 1 o'clock this morning that, very shortly thereafter their phones would be going off, their families would be saying goodbye to them as they whisked off to one of the most significant fire events for us in recent times. So my gratitude to you all. This is an exciting evening, I guess. Hopefully we'll be regaled by some of your heroic stories. Like I said, where I live, we get to hear a few of those stories from the incredible feats that you all pull off. I don't know how you do it. I want to acknowledge that 91% of the people that make you all up are volunteers. The backbone of our communities. I've got my colleague here, Kieran McAnulty, before he became a parliamentarian, was a volunteer firefighter who often regales us with some of, why people from communities just crack on and want to be a part of helping out our brothers, our sisters, our neighbours. So to the 91% of you that are volunteers, thank you. To the other 9% of you that make up the professional workforce within this environment, and I see many uniforms amongst us this evening, thank you for being committed to this area to provide that leadership in those wiry times. There's a few people I want to just particularly acknowledge, Sir Richard and Lady Carol Hayes. Thank you for your contribution and your support for these incredible men and women. I want to just acknowledge as well Commissioner of Police Andy Costa, and of course you, Audrey, our MC and boss for the evening. Look, there's a lot more that I'm sure that we can say throughout the course of the night. Just a couple of things though that I want to touch on very briefly. We talk a lot about, you've been out there in the coalface and etc. And we want you to feel like we have your back in some way, shape or form. And that comes through lots of different ways, but something that we were collectively pleased to see at our last budget was that there was an $18 million injection into search and rescue that's been invested over the past year, as well as $15 million for the likes of people like you and your crew, frontline water safety and preventions, two critical areas for all of us in a country that is, of course, an island nation. As well, I just want to acknowledge the number of, particularly firefighters that we've got in the room. 3 months ago, you lost a couple of comrades, volunteer firefighters, Dave and Craig. So to any of you that were close or just part of the brotherhood, the sisterhood, the camaraderie, I really just want to acknowledge their contribution that they made during some pretty tough times. Rightio, tonight across tonight's award winners are some incredible examples of the various different search and rescue agencies working together. You'll get to see just how large our search and rescue region is, spanning 30 million square kilometres from Tokelau, here it is, Tokelau to Antarctica, halfway to Australia in one direction and halfway to Chile in the other. Tonight we are celebrating those who have gone above and beyond, and there are many of you working for hours or days at a time to ensure people can be reunited with their loved ones. We're also honouring the work of those behind the scenes who might not be out there on the field, but whose work means that people are safer and our volunteers are well supported. Finally, can I thank you all once again for your dedication, for the time you dedicate, the skills you give, the expertise to search and rescue, and collectively the police and the Maritime New Zealand Rescue Coordination Centre are notified of 10 search and rescue incidents each day. This is a huge amount of work that you are responsible for. Not all of these incidents turn into full-blown search and rescue operations, but search and rescue services are clearly, unfortunately, very much in demand. I'm told this year is on track to be your busiest year ever, with the number of call-outs back to pre-COVID levels. So with all that said, may we celebrate you all this evening. May we hear some of your crazy stories, and no doubt you'll have many. But for now, I'll turn back to Audrey to take the evening away. Tēnā koutou.
Ngā mihi, Minister Allen. Okay, as you came in tonight, you'll have picked up a small booklet which contains the full citations for each of the award winners. The NZSAR awards are presented in two categories, for operational activity and for support activity. There are 2 levels of recognition for each category, Gold Award and Certificate of Achievement. We'll begin by presenting the Gold Awards. The Gold Award for operational activity. Ko tahi te ahoka whati, ki te kapue e kore e whati. One strand of flax is easy to break, but many strands together will stand strong. It is a fitting whakatauki for this year's Gold Award for operational activity, which is being jointly awarded to 6 groups and an individual who were instrumental in the search and rescue operation for the fishing vessel Enchanter. Over the course of 46 hours, 5 people were rescued and 5 others were able to be returned to their families. To Northern Rescue Helicopters, represented by Dr. Paul Davis. To the Northland Police SAR Squad, represented by Senior Sergeant Cliff Metcalf. To the Police National Dive Squad, represented by Constable Sarah Clayton Green. To the Maritime New Zealand Rescue Coordination Centre, represented by Conrad Raynicker. To the crew of the Florence Nightingale, represented by Matt Gentry. To the crew of the Pacific Invader, represented by Maharanoa Carter. To Kobe O'Neill. Please come forward.
What do you want, Taz? Try and get us under there.
The Gold Award for Support Activity. He kōtuku rērana tahi, a white heron flies once. This whakatauki is often said of a great chief or a leader, and it is a fitting way to describe this year's recipient of the Gold Award for Support Activity. This year's recipient has dedicated 27 years to ensuring that personal locator beacons are available to Kiwis and international visitors alike. Over 800 beacons belonging to his company have been set off when lives were at risk. To John Munro of Locator Beacons New Zealand for his service and commitment to search and rescue. We now move to the Certificates of Achievement for Operational Activity, which are awarded for important contributions to search and rescue within the New Zealand Search and Rescue region in 2022. Our first Certificate of Achievement is for the search for a missing tramper near Milford Sound, Piotahi. This was a complex operation spanning 5 days that was an exceptional display of teamwork, leadership and dedication in a remote part of Aotearoa, New Zealand. To Dunedin Land Search and Rescue, represented by Dr. Michelle Hedeur. To Fiordland Land Search and Rescue, represented by Mark Sweeney. To Whakatipu Land Search and Rescue, represented by Paul Donovan. To the Wanaka Land Search and Rescue Canyon Swift Water Team, represented by Roy Bailey. To Paul Rogers. To Southern District Police, represented by Sergeant Todd Hollabon. To the Police National Dive Squad, represented by Detective Constable Ben Pye. To the Southland Branch of Amateur Radio Emergency Communications, represented by Brendan Sheehy. To the crew of Action Helicopters, represented by Nick Nicholson. To the crew of Southern Lakes Helicopters, represented by Snow Mullally. To the Milford Sound Volunteer Fire Brigade, represented by Tony Woodham. Please come forward.
Tall ones. Tall ones.
Our next certificate of achievement is for 2 high-altitude rescues conducted within days of each other in the Aoraki Mount Cook National Park. Both operations were extremely technical in nature in a high-risk alpine environment requiring the highest level of precision and skill. To the Aoraki Mount Cook Alpine Rescue Team, represented by Sally Jones, to the Otago Rescue Helicopter, represented by Justin Glogg. Our next certificate of achievement is for the rescue of 3 adults and 2 children from the Tairua Harbour Bar. Searching underneath an overturned boat at low tide with large swells required quick thinking from rescue teams involved. To the Pawanui Surf Lifesaving Club, represented by Samuel Cox. To the Paid Lifeguard Service Tairua, represented by Stella Reid. To the Paid Lifeguard Service Pawanui, represented by Jay Broomfield. To the Pawanui Tairua SAR Squad, represented by Sean Riddler. To Coast Guard Tairua Pawanui, represented by Andrew Gibson. And to Waikato District Police. Unfortunately, Constable Bradley York was unable to be here tonight, so their award will be collected by Andrew Gibson from Coast Guard. Our final certificate of achievement for operational activity highlights the support we are able to provide to our Pacific neighbours. 7 Kiribati nationals owe their lives to this crew, who successfully located 2 missing fishing boats during 12 hours of open ocean searching. To Number 5 Squadron of the Royal New Zealand Air Force, represented by Squadron Leader Philip Brooke. We now move to the Certificates of Achievement for Support Activity, which are awarded for important contributions to search and rescue within the New Zealand Search and Rescue region. Our first Certificate of Achievement winner was nominated by his colleagues across the search and rescue sector for his efforts to mentor upcoming generations, build relationships with the local iwi tuhoi, and establish Wanda Search in the region. To Detective Senior Sergeant John Wilson for his service and commitment to search and rescue. Our next Certificate of Achievement goes to someone who has contributed over 4 decades of service to search and rescue in the Wairarapa region. His peers describe him as someone who is dependable, loyal, and consistently shows up to help in whichever way he can. To Senior Constable Peter Cunningham for his service and commitment to search and rescue. Our final Certificate of Achievement was nominated by her colleagues within Coast Guard for her outstanding effort to recruit, train and support volunteers, especially women, within the Nelson region. Her contribution over 2 decades of volunteer service is described as exceptional. To Rosie Musters for her service and commitment to search and rescue. This now concludes the formal part of this evening's presentations. For those watching from home, thank you for joining us tonight. For our guests this evening, we welcome you to stay and enjoy the hospitality here at Parliament. I'll shortly ask Mark Pirakahu back to the stage to end the formal part of our evening with a karakia. After the karakia, could our award recipients please move to the stage for a full group photo with Minister Allen. Ngā mihi, Mark.
Can we have one more round of applause